find that question. We are live.
One sip left.
Uh-oh. Make it count.
I'm wearing my best cat hat today.
Yeah, don't say anything about it though,
Why not?
because we're supposed to do a video about that.
I need to change hats real quick.
Yeah.
No, just
No.
let it go.
Subtle.
Subtle.
We got 6 folks jumping on. Hello. Noah, how's it going?
Howdy.
Let us know if our audio is good. I'm trying to find this question that we got.
Off of the Book of Faces.
The book, yes. I don't know that I'm gonna. Oh well, I found it over here, so I've got it queued up and ready to go, guys. Well, how many we got in here? 8 folks. Good audio. Thank you, Noah. While we're waiting for a few more folks to jump in, I will answer a question that came up. I think it was on the fishing report this past Saturday. Question about something Brian Latimer said in a video that he posted about virtual fish fest and us doing the straight up fishing thing again. And he got it out there, and he talked about going to our website. I am working on getting some information on how we're going to actually run down and do the virtual fish fest, but it will be the end of October. So if you watched that video from Brian, you haven't missed anything. We are still working on it and getting all the details together. Should be fun. Should be a couple of days of lives and fishing seminars.
You're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. You gonna do a fishing seminar?
Sure, I probably need it for when I get conned into going fishing.
All right.
I did go. I mean, I think I mentioned this last time, but my sister got me out there one day. Yeah, for about 6 hours.
All right.
Caught a whole lot of nothing.
The weather's beautiful now, so
yeah. I'd much rather go now than when we went the other day. It was kind of hot. So.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll get rolling and grab a couple of quick questions. You want to start out with what Timmy Taylor sent us?
Yeah, he sent us a link about there's a few SHOs out there that seem to have a high pitch squeal at the end of a long run. And I've seen a few reasons that this could happen. It sounds like a belt squealing. But there's a link that he showed us about how greasing some seals that are in the crank, and that supposedly gets rid of it. So, and it could in some cases, but most of the cases I've seen, a high pitch squeal is either a pulley on the top of the block or the actual bearing. I've heard some bearings doing it in the lower unit. The drive shaft bearing on the very top of the drive shaft, in the middle of the drive shaft inside the lower unit,
right,
can squeal after a long run as well. But only one way to really find out for sure what's going on is to do a little bit of digging. But could go either way on those.
Okay.
So,
well,
but one's a lot easier than the other. It's just a matter of pulling the foot off. So,
gotcha. No, a boat technician that doesn't like to fish. I don't think it's that you don't like to fish. You don't have time to fish.
Well, once I'm out there, I enjoy like a few minutes of it.
Well, it's
But after I had my little girls, I had a boat too. I fished all the time back in the day. Once I got the kids, if they want, I do what they want to do.
That's what we've been camping up at Nakalula Falls. Went hiking over there yesterday. Beautiful weather. Enjoying it.
Hey, good.
No fishing. There's no water in the river.
We have a guest here.
Yeah, we do have.
You
We
want
have
a surprise appearance, real quick?
I
Show your
don't know.
face?
Do you have a question for a technician?
Yeah, actually.
Your boat's here.
You know what?
You got to come over here if you
You gotta come on over
hide
here.
your face.
Get rid of this.
I can't. I thought that was normal.
All right. Well, while you get primped and proper, here let's take it, Randy.
It's live, brother.
All right, got a Yamaha 90 2016. Lost about 1,000 RPM and nearly 10 miles per hour. Runs good other than that. Any ideas? Can y'all fix it anytime soon? Still under warranty.
The Yamaha 90 2016. I would say probably something simple. The last one, and it's either 115 or a 90, which is basically the same block. End up having a bad spark plug of all things.
Huh.
Yeah, we've had. I don't know if the people overseas are making them really fast, but I've had a lot of NGKs here lately just fizzle out on us. I've had about 5 or 6 Mercury V8s with one bad plug in it, and I'll just go ahead and change them all when I do it, and they'll be back good to go again for, maybe go 100 200 hours without an issue with one. And then we might have one that's got an hour on it, or right out of the box sometimes have a bad plug in it. So I bet it's a bad plug. If it was something else, more than likely you would be losing 2 cylinders and more RPM. So
okay,
I would double check and make sure you don't have a kink fuel line or something.
Okay,
because that can also be an issue.
All right. And obviously, can we fix it any time soon? We're a few weeks out still.
About, as of right now, I think we're getting a little caught up. Every time we get caught up, it's like a bunch of people bring a boat. So I would say 4 weeks out.
Okay.
I hate to even say it.
Call up and talk to Angela and her Misty and see what you can get on the schedule. I know they're trying. Y'all worked yesterday, right?
Yeah, I worked all day yesterday.
Whew. Well, the yard's full. All right. What's your question, Dave?
Shift actuator on the new 4-stroke Mercuries. Is that an ongoing issue? I think they had a recall.
You're going to have to come over here and put your face on the TV.
Gosh.
You spit that dip out for no reason? No, I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, tell everybody.
All right, so Jamie. So what do you got?
This is Jamie Collette.
Yeah.
You may recognize him from such infamous videos as Straight Up Fishing.
Yeah, he's on Straight Up Fishing.
Yeah, I got my own channel too.
Right.
I'm not promoting my own channel, Jamie Collette Fishing, by no means. But
nope.
Okay. All right.
We call that a shameless plug.
Yeah.
So what's your Mercury question?
Mercury question. Shift actuators. I noticed that I heard that pros went out here lately around 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And mine just went out at like 104 hours. So
is that what was happened to yours?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that a common thing for the new 4-stroke Mercuries?
It seems to be. And a more common thing is getting the part in a timely fashion, because it seems like most of them, their shipping is in Fond du Lac, and it's been a little bit of struggle to get the part. So I think we waited about a week or two, probably 2 weeks. This was the last time to get them, but hopefully they've stocked up, or they've got people back to work. I don't know what it is. I think they've got a lot of parts there. I just think it's hard to get them here. So, but yeah, it seems to be turning into a common theme, so to speak. And they did have a recall, but the recall had nothing to do with what's going on with yours, more than likely. They had a little weep hole that was supposed to be filled in with like some kind of sealant, and I think it got missed. Mm-hmm. I believe this. I don't do a lot of work on the V8s. I got a guy for that. So I got it. If I put too much in here, the other stuff I think falls out. So I try to keep it limited. But from what my guy Derek has told me is that this is a separate issue. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be just glitching, not moving when they're supposed to. So, which I have a feeling it's probably some kind of circuitry getting corrosion in it or something. That's typically what
that
happens.
is an electronic shifter.
It is. Yeah. And they've been using a similar thing for years, but it used to be up top, away from a lot of water, and it was a big actuator. This thing is just this, it's about this tall.
Yeah,
self-contained.
Get to.
Yeah, it's not. You got to pull the lower unit off. It's not terrible, but it's a lot different than what they used to use, which was their DTS actuator. It was a big piece like this, big round like that. It sat on top, and then it sat on the actual shift shaft. And that thing, you couldn't tear one of those up. But these, they seem to tear up a little easier.
How you liking that motor otherwise?
Oh, that motor's a beast. I mean, nothing wrong with the Yamahas by no means, but yeah.
And you had a Yamaha before.
I did. And
how many times that shift actuator go out on that?
0.
Because it didn't have one.
0. Oh, no wonder.
That's why mechanical stuff is still, I like mechanical stuff better because there's less to go wrong. Thank you for your question.
Thanks, Jamie.
Sir, I'll let you
I'm glad you can get up.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in here with some questions. Tim Hurd, cover the purpose of the dry dock button.
Okay. You know anything about that?
I'm
You want me to hit it?
Yeah.
All right. So the dry dock is really there to circulate a little air through the boat, and it helps kind of, it's not gonna, if you get every compartment soaking wet, it's not gonna dry that out. But what it's gonna do is get the residual moisture out of the boat and help keep it from turning into mildew and moldy stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just supplemental.
And that's in the Skeeter.
That is in the Skeeter, yeah.
All right.
And basically all it is a in the IO, you push that little button that blows the air out of the out of the engine compartment. It's the same thing. It just circulates a little bit of air through the whole boat.
Try to keep the boat a little dry.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I see Timmy Taylor jumping in. We actually already kind of talked about your question that you sent us. So if you missed that, Timmy, you'll need to jump back to the beginning. And if it'll let you, feel free to post that link to what you sent so that everybody can have kind of from reference for what Israel talked about. But
and if you have time to swing your boat by, you just call us and tell us when. We'll be here, and we'll do some checks on some of that stuff.
All right. How can I get a steering wheel cap for my 2002 Triton TR21? eBay?
Yeah, I'd say eBay.
I don't know. You can definitely call and talk to the parts guys and see, but that one may be kind of a tough one to source.
Yeah, our parts guys not gonna be able to probably help. If you got the diameter, of the hole, we could probably get a maybe a generic one that doesn't have any, doesn't have a sticker or anything on it. That may be a possibility, but to get one that says Triton on it might not be able to do that, just because with it being that old, they probably don't even have those parts at Triton anymore because they've changed hands a few times.
Yeah.
Since 2002. So.
All right. Let's jump in here. Okay, just got FXP 26 running the 25 T2 at 8 dots. Now FXP turning 6200 at 73.5. That's just a lot of numbers. At 8, lowered to 6 dots with 6,050 RPMs at 72.5. The rooster tail still high at 100% trim. Do I need to keep lowering?
Well, I would also, and if this is not something you've tried, is see what kind of difference you've got. Like, I would trim it all the way up and get as fast as it's going, and then I'd start tapping it, bump it down, and not hold it down, but just kind of bump it, and get that nose down, and get the trim to trim under a little bit, and see if it makes a huge difference in your speed. If you lose half a mile an hour, and you're able to bump it down a few, and sometimes I've actually on some of the FX. Is you actually got an FX boat?
No.
Okay.
Does not say.
Okay, so if you have an FX boat, maybe even a ZX, I've seen that if you bump it down a few times, you can actually pick up a little bit of speed as well. So,
all right.
But not all these boats have to be trimmed all the way out. So, but I would say the lower that you can live with, the better, because it'll help prevent ears from coming off your prop in the future.
All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. I hope that helps everybody. I think you got a customer waiting on you.
Yeah,
right?
I'm actually selling a boat right now. Weird, huh?
Well, I'm going to give it just a couple seconds here and see if anybody else chimes in with any more questions. We did get a shipment of Avids in, the bass style boats. I'll be getting those on the internet here soon.
Look nice.
Timmy Tail. Okay, it's a ZX250 from Billy. All right.
I think he might have called earlier. I was with a customer. I couldn't get to him. Sorry if that was you, Billy.
All right. Skeeter Owners Board often has discussions about proper prop nut torque on a 250 show.
Mm-hmm.
Owner's manual describes 39 foot-pounds. Some comments on the board describe a Yamaha service bulletin was published saying 100.
Well,
what's the proper torque?
The proper torque is 39 foot-pounds. Okay, but and I've had them tell me to go to 100, and that was actually published back in the HPDI days, because, and I don't know if Tim, you've experienced the wear of the little thrush washer, but it's been an ongoing issue ever since HPDI. We never had an issue with OX66s, but they've tried several different things with the HPDI to get it to stop. And I don't know if they ever really, nailed that down or not.
Okay.
But it's kind of the show has kind of inherited that problem as well. I think we addressed. I think you may have had the issue before, but I've got a potential fix for it unofficially. But the differences in the torque is them trying to get that problem to go away. The official torque is 39 pounds. I don't know why they have that number. It's actually based off of Newton meters. It's the Newton meters. It's what they like to go by.
Okay.
But if you do the math, it ends up being about 39 foot-pounds.
Gotcha.
But I think the biggest thing with those different numbers is to try to keep that thrush washer from moving, the two-piece thrush washer. But my theory behind the issue with the thrush washer is not how much torque you put on the prop nut. It's the harmonics of that engine and even potentially the lower unit that's causing that issue. And my goal is to get the harmonic to go away.
Okay.
And it seems to be certain customers that have more problems with it than others. Even if we change the lower unit, because of the issue is eating into it, and change the prop, it still seems to come back on those particular customers because of the way they run their boat and the certain RPMs. And that's the funny thing about harmonics is you don't necessarily have to have a vibration in the boat, but if you hit a certain RPM and you run it between this range a lot, there's the engine sound, the sound of the engine in the lower unit, and all that combined makes a frequency, and that frequency actually makes, when the prop's turning this way, the thrust washer is actually slowly turning backwards with that harmonics. And this is nothing official. This is just stuff that I've dreamt about and think is what's going on. So I think it's the actual, thrust washers are turning backwards as you're running, and not real fast, not the same speed. It's just, but if you got something turning this way and something turning this way, you're going to cause friction, and it's going to start eating the thrust washer up. So,
follow up on that. Should we replace the thrust washer at certain interval?
not if it's not wearing. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that I've addressed your lower unit and my potential solution. I think it's on yours, so I think you're okay.
All right.
And the only reason I'm not saying why it is because I don't want to make any kind of official statement that fixes it, because that makes you look silly down the road.
Gotcha.
But we're, Yamaha's on it, but I'm on it too. So.
All right. Well, working it together.
And I've got about 10 customers that's had this problem chronically, and 0 have come back with that problem.
Okay. After you did your fix. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least Yamaha is hopefully listening. All right.
Thanks, Tim. Somebody's got to do it. I don't sleep at night, so I have to think about stuff.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Israel's got to go take care of a customer. Is he leaning towards a Skeeter?
He's definitely wanting a Skeeter. We just got to find the right one. I think we're going down the right track right now.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We've got we're working on some cool stuff, like I talked about earlier at the beginning. Virtual Fish Fest. We're working on getting the details on that together. You should be seeing some cool stuff. Hopefully, I'll get some good posts and videos and stuff like that over the next couple of weeks. So, I guess we will talk to you next week. Later, guys.